Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be learning the 3x3 beginners method. So let's start with the video. To solve the 3x3 using beginners method, the first step is to make the white cross. So you can do it like this, just like that. And the second step is to make the first layer by inserting the corner pieces in the right positions. So that can be done like this. That solves one layer. Now the third step is to do the second layer, and you can do that by doing this. And right now I'm just giving you an overview of how to do the beginner's method. I will teach these steps in detail later on, so stay tuned for that. The next step is to make the yellow cross. In my case, it's already solved. So you're going to make the yellow cross also oriented correctly. So you're going to do that so that they're oriented correctly. And then now you're going to solve the corners in the correct position. So you do this, and then you solve the last layer, and then it's solved. So first we will learn the notations. Now most of the notations are the same as the 2x2 notations. There are only some notations that are new for 3x3. If you haven't watched the 2x2 notations, I will leave it in the eye over here. So when the notations on 3x3 goes like this, I'm going to use the scenario I did in the 2x2, where you imagine that you're facing that face and you're going to do R clockwise, so it will look like that, and R prime. Same thing, F prime, L prime, so it will look like L prime, R prime, U prime, D prime, B, so you're going to imagine blue is your front face, B prime, so it will look like B prime. Now the new notation is M. M is the middle layer. Now M is kind of difficult. M without the apostrophe would look like this. Imagine M is kind of like stuck to the left layer, and if L is like this, then M is also like this. So M would be like this, M prime would be like this. Now in beginner's method this is not necessary, you can just skip this part, but this is necessary for CFOP method and the methods we are going to do other than beginner and CFOP. S is like this, S prime is like that, E is like this, and E prime is like that. Now S means I don't know what it means, but I know E means equator. So when you're solving the white cross specifically, you want to look for white pieces such as this on the bottom layer. You have to keep the white centerpiece on the top. This is a centerpiece, just like that. And this piece with 2 colors is an edge piece. This with 3 colors is a corner piece. As you can see, it's on the corner. Now right here we see that there's white and green. What we're going to do is turn the bottom layer so that the green and green match and they look like this. What you're going to do now is turn the front layer 180 degrees. So I got that piece done. Now you're going to look for another piece. So this is white and blue. What you're going to do is bring it to the blue center, and then you're going to do 180 degrees. But now we ran into a problem. This is not oriented right. Now what we're going to do for that is turn the front face clockwise, turn the top face counterclockwise, turn this right layer to make us like this and restore it. So we got that solved, and this is also not messed up. Now this piece is already with the orange, and you can just bring it up so that it will make that piece oriented correctly. The last piece is over here. It's already matched up. You just have to turn this 180 degrees. So now we got our white cross. After you're done solving your white cross, the next step is to do the first layer or solving the corner pieces. Now this is a step we also did in 2x2, which I'll put up here if you haven't watched. So we're going to look for a white piece on the top layer. So it's white, blue and orange in this case. And we're going to bring it so that it's on top of the piece where it needs to go. Blue and orange are the common colors, so it will go over here, right here. And we're going to put it so that it's on top. And you do these 4 moves, which is these. After you one time, check if it's solved. If it's not, do it again. It's not solved, so we're going to do it one more time. Now it's solved. So after you do it every single time, you should look if it's solved or not. It may take longer or shorter depending on how your piece is oriented. Let's look for another white piece right here. White, blue, red. So we're going to bring it so that it's on top of this because it's blue and red, and this piece needs to go over here. So this piece, we can just bring it so it's on top. I'm going to do these 4 moves. So now it's solved. Now this piece is white, green and orange, and it needs to go over here so that it matches that. And you're going to do the 4 moves. Now it's solved. The last step is to just put it on top, and it's and your first layer is solved. Now if your piece is already on this position it needs to go in, but it is oriented differently, you're going to do those 4 moves. And now it's on the top, and you can continue those 4 moves to solve the piece. After you solve the first layer, the third step is to solve the second layer. Now this piece is already solved. As you can see, this green and orange, the piece is already here. Now we're going to look for a piece on the top which does not have yellow, because yellow is the color opposite to white. So it's right here, orange and blue. So we're going to bring it so that it matches with the centerpiece. So it makes a T like this. Now this piece needs to go over here. So you can think it as top to right. And this is an algorithm if it's going from top to right. But an intuitive way is to think of it as bringing this outwards, bringing this layer up, restoring this to make an L shape, more like a J shape. Now you're going to bring this layer down to restore this, and that will match up this pair. Now you're going to turn the cube. You're going to put this out, bring this layer up, put this in, and bring this layer down. So that's how you solve the first 2 layers. Now second step. Now in my case, what I've gotten is that this piece is over here and this piece is over here. So there are no pieces on the top that do not have yellow. So what we're going to do is take a random piece. So let's just say this, and we're going to do them so that we can take this piece outwards. We're going to bring it opposite. We're going to bring this layer up. We're going to turn it to make a J shape. We're going to bring this down. Just imagine that this makes a pair. Now you're going to turn the cube, bring this over here, bring this layer up, restore them, and then bring it down. So we got this piece solved. Now we can bring it so that it makes a T, and we're going to do those same moves. Now it's solved. Last step. Now this one is going from top to left. Now if it's going from top to left, you're going to think it to put this over here, bring this layer up, put this to make an L shape this time, bring this down to pair theirs up, turn the cube, bring this layer up, and we got all the layers solved. Now you can get this case where the piece is inside the pair, but it is not oriented right. Now what you can do is take a random piece like we did with the corner piece and just insert it to take this piece outwards, and you can continue those 4 moves to solve the piece. The next step is to solve the yellow cross. Now there are 4 or 3 cases you can get. The first case you can get is if there is a hook. The next case is if there is a line. And the third case if there is just one dot and no other piece is facing up. And the fourth case is if all the pieces are solved. In my case, I've gotten a hook. If you've gotten a hook, you keep it on the top left and you do this algorithm. Now we got a line. Now when you have a line, you're going to keep it horizontal, not vertical, otherwise it will not work. You keep it horizontal and do those moves. And now we got a yellow cross. If you had a dot, then you can do anywhere, just do those moves and you'll end up with one of the previous cases we got. Whenever you're getting the yellow cross, there has to be 2 or more pieces solved. So there's 2 cases. If the 2 pieces are correct and they're adjacent to each other, or if they're opposite to each other. In my case, they are opposite. So they'll be like this, so that this matches up and also this matches up. So if they're like this and this don't match up, you keep it vertical and you do these moves. Now I got 2 solved and these 2 aren't solved. When the 2 solved, then you keep it on the top right and you do . And now all the pieces should be solved. The next step is to make sure that all the corner pieces are correctly positioned. So this is a step we also did in 2x2. So if you know the 2x2, then you can skip this step and do it yourself. But if you don't, I'll leave it in the eye here, but I'll teach you it right now. In my case, there are no correct position pieces. So we're going to do this move. Now we got 1 solved. If there's 1 solved, you put it on the bottom right and you do . And that should solve all of your pieces. The last step is very easy, and what you want to do is keep the yellow side on the bottom and you do these 4 moves that I taught you earlier. So this piece is not solved and you're going to keep it on the bottom right side and you're going to do these 4 moves. Is it solved? No, we're going to do it again. not solved yet. Still not solved. Now it's solved. Now instead of moving the whole cube, we are going to turn the bottom layer so that it's on the bottom right still. Not solved. Not solved, and you can finish it off to solve the cube. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you haven't watched my cube unboxing, I'll leave it in the eye here and in the description so you can check it out if you want to know more about this cube. That's all for this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to this channel. I post every Sunday, and I'll see you guys next time.